Hi, and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. This car we're going to do actually a complete oil change and a maintenance reset. So I'm going to show you what you're going to need. You're going to need a wrench or a ratchet, a 17mm socket, and a tool to take the oil filter off of the vehicle itself. I have all the tools on the floor over here. I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to show you which tools you need, and then I'm going to show you how to go about doing it. If you just follow my advice, it's a fairly easy job. You should be able to complete it without any difficulties. So, all right, let me bring you over there. I'm going to show you what tools we need, and we're going to get started. Okay, this is an example of what you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need oil to put back into the vehicle. Make sure you get the correct oil. This calls for 520, which is what we're going to use here. We have a 17mm socket. We have a long ratchet because we need the leverage to break that nut loose. These are the two tools that you can use to remove the filter. This type of filter tool goes over the top of the filter, and then you can remove it with a normal ratchet. This one, on the other hand, is a little bit different. This one goes over the top like that, and now when you put the tool in there and you turn it, it digs in a little bit tighter, and it'll pull that filter right off. Either one of them are acceptable. They work perfectly. All right, now you can use a 17mm wrench. I should have put that in there for you before. 17mm wrench, you never want to use this part to get that oil drain plug out. You only use the box end of it. All right, so, of course you're going to need a suitable container to drain your oil into, and that's it. All right, so let me put my gloves on and let's get started. Okay. All right, I hope you can see okay. Now, I just want to point this out to you. This is the way you always take a drain plug out. You always use the box end of it. If you don't have a wrench, then you use a 17mm socket on the end of a ratchet to remove it. You never, ever, 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 ever want to use the open end part of the wrench. If you use this open end part of the wrench, you'll actually look at some of my videos and you'll see how to remove a drain plug that's rounded off because somebody used the open end part of a wrench and then vice grips to remove it, and you look at what happened and how the problem we had trying to remove that plug. All right, so box end like this, or use the ratchet like this. All right, so remember, counterclockwise is to take it off, and clockwise to put it back on. This is the tool that I was telling you about. It just goes on to the filter like this, and then you remove the filter. Now, once you have it loose, then you can take it off. And we're just going to put our drain bucket up. We're going to let the filter drain out. We'll take our drain plug out at the same time. And then we'll let all right. So we'll just let that oil drain out now. And once the oil finishes draining, then we're going to come back and we're going to put the oil drain plug in. But while we're taking this out now, we're going to let the oil drain. You take your filter off too, and let the oil drain out of the filter itself too. All right. You want to also make sure, and this is very important. I'll show you. When you take a filter off, you see this rubber O-ring right here? Sometimes this O-ring sticks up on the top up there. If that O-ring sticks up on top there, you have to take the O-ring off before you put the new one back on. So make sure this O-ring came off with the filter. We're just going to let that drain out a little bit now. This follows. Okay, now after the oil finishes draining out, I put a new washer on here. You don't have to put a new washer on. If the washer is in poor condition, you definitely want to change it. But if it's in good shape, you could reuse it. All right, so now that it's finished draining, we're going to screw that washer back in there, and we're going to screw the drain plug back in as far as it can go by hand. And now we're just going to tighten it up. You don't want to over tighten it because you're going into an aluminum oil pan. So you want to just turn it in there, and you just want to go just a little bit more than snug. Otherwise you're going to wind up with a problem where you're going to strip out your oil pan, and you don't want to do that. Alright, we're going to dry everything off now. I always clean up by the oil filter housing if there's dirt or debris up there. Alright, then we take our new filter, and you want to put a little bead of oil, clean oil, on here. So let me go and do that, and we'll come right back. You just put a little bit of oil in here like this, and then you screw the filter on by hand, as tight as you can by hand. Now I don't want to emphasize this. You never want to get in here with a socket or even this tool. You don't want to put this tool on there and tighten it on, because you'll never get this back off later on. You're going to have a problem. As long as you can make it as tight as you can make it by hand, you'll be fine. Alright, so it's nice and tight. And now what we're going to do is we're going to dry off every place underneath there that oil came out of. Otherwise you're going to have oil in your driveway or on the street or whatever. So dry it off thoroughly. And now we'll lower the car down, and we'll continue underneath the hood. And I might add, wear rubber gloves. Your hands come off nice and clean, you don't have to worry about it. Alright, let's lower the car down and we'll continue up top. Now, I hear a lot of controversy from a lot of people talking about the different kinds of oil that you should use in your car. I just want to point this out to you. The manufacturer knows better than anybody. If the manufacturer says use 5W20 motor oil, use 5W20. I get emails all the time from people that think they know better than the manufacturer, saying that it's a conspiracy, that the dealers want you to use the 520 because it causes reduced engine wear, reduced engine life, and thereby causes the engine to fail earlier. Believe me, the dealer knows, the manufacturer knows better than everybody what kind of oil they want in their car. Don't believe what other people are saying using a 530 or a 540, which is it's ridiculous to even think about using stuff like that. Whatever it says on your cap or your owner's manual, go by that. All right? Enough said about that. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say to me, you know, that the oil is too thin and everything, but if the manufacturer says that's what you use what it says. All right, now I did look it up on the computer to see what it calls for. This one calls for 5W20, obviously, is what it says on the cap. It also, capacity, it's supposed to be 4.4 liters, 4.4 quarts. So we're going to put in there 4.5. Okay, now we're going to put our cap back on. Make sure you put your cap on, and then we're going to start the car, and we're going to let it run for about 5 seconds. Okay, after it's run, You pull your dipstick out, you wipe the dipstick down. I'm going to show you this. You always want to make sure that the oil is in this range right here. That's the minimum, that's the maximum. All right, so you want to make sure you're in that range. As you can see, it's about a half a quart down. So we're going to put the other half in there. It's always better to be short a little bit than over a little bit. Make sure your cap is on tight, and we're going to check it one more time just to make sure it's full. And that's it. As you can see, it's right up to the full mark now, so we're good. Make sure you wipe off any oil that you possibly spilled up underneath here. And that's it, our oil change is done. So we have our oil cap is on tight, our dipstick is back in where it belongs. We're going to take a peek underneath the car to make sure it's nice and dry. And that's it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go inside and we're going to reset that maintenance reminder light now too. So let's do that. Okay, so now we're inside the car, and the way you're going to reset the maintenance light is you turn the key to the on position. You come in over here to the to this button right here, and you press and release until you get to the oil life percentage. Then you press the oil life percentage button in, or the reset here I should say. You hold it in until it starts to flash. Takes a couple of seconds. All right, once it starts to flash, you take this button and turn it. This button right here, turn it. Comes up to oil life. You press it, release it. The whole dashboard starts to flash, and then you press it and hold it in again, and you wait for it to reset to 100%. That's it, 100%. That's it. As always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.